have things in your past that feel traumatic to you, that you feel like you can't admit are traumas because they sound too small? And so you carry the baggage of those things and also guilt for them? Welcome to Big Homeopathy. I'm your host, Sarah Thompson. Hi, welcome to Big Homeopathy. I'm your host, Big Homeopath, Sarah Thompson. My son plays youth soccer in the winter inside in the dome. And I was at the game the other day and I was sitting in my parade chair and I was working. I was taking some notes in my journal. And my husband said, "Are you going to watch this game?" And I said, "No, I have too much trauma about youth sports to watch the kids play." He said, "You really need to get over that." And I thought, yeah, I do. When my kids started playing team sports, my behavior on the sidelines was a little bit inappropriate. I mean, not out of control inappropriate, but I would like say stuff to them. You got to do this, you got to do that, whatever. And which is totally distracting. And I don't know what I'm talking about. And no one needs that. No one needs my help from the sidelines when they're trying to play soccer. And so I thought, okay, I am doing this because I have so much baggage about being that kid out there that I'm feeling such a need to fix it for my child. And I need to step away from this so that I don't make a fool of myself and drive my kids nuts. And the way that I just started to do that was just by not watching the play at all. And then when my husband pointed out, you need to watch the game, you need to be a part of that in this way. He didn't say that, but he's right that I needed to get over this issue. I started to really think about, okay, what is this issue? The basketball court, the rec center in the town that I grew up in, is probably not very big or not very cold, but in my memory it looms as this coliseum of horror that I had to go to on Saturday mornings to play this game, basketball, which was completely mystifying to me. And all I wanted to do was stay in my pajamas under my comforter and watch cartoons and not want to be out there running around. I was praying the whole time that no one would throw me the ball. And then once I remember someone passed me the ball and I did that kind of blackout echo chamber of panic thing and just drove it down the court as hard as I could and scored the only basket of my entire career, completely deaf to everything around me, for the other team. That's the sort of story that if you have a healthy adaptation, you just laugh at in yourself. Knowing when an adaptation is healthy and when an adaptation is unhealthy is extremely subtle and important. It's what drives my analysis in my work. We are all coping all the time, and the way in which we cope with things is what indicates how we're going to heal. What is going to heal us? What do we need? What is the underlying thing that needs to be healed? And for me, as a 9-year-old playing basketball, I had to play team sports and I hated it so much. And that all my fears and anxieties and all of the constructs of feeling like a social outcast and feeling like I wasn't in control of my time and feeling like my choices weren't my own, it all came out in this unhealthy adaptation of believing that I was not an athlete. I couldn't play sports. This isn't who I am. This is just something that you have to do because you need adversity in your life, because it builds character. And I think these are these blithe truisms that people project onto their children. It's so easy to do that, to say, you get over it. The hard stuff makes you stronger. But hard stuff only makes you stronger if you have the internal resources and the external support to grow in that positive direction. For some people, and especially for some kids, that trauma just causes a shutdown. Just as a sickness in childhood in a healthy child leads to a strengthening of the immune system, and in a weaker child leads to ongoing deleterious health effects, our internal vitality, our way of responding and adapting, is we have a predisposition. And if that predisposition, if we're not strengthened underneath, the way we will respond with trauma will be an unhealthy adaptation. So in my case, in what seems like a very minor example, I had this unhealthy adaptation of not being able to watch my kids play sports and just enjoy their enjoyment of the experience, because I was bringing all of my baggage to every game. And I do need to heal from it. I need to get over it, but I need to get over it by healing, not by suppressing, not by powering it through. That's not always the way to grow through adversity. And that's where I become a little contrarian about the benefits of adversity, because you have to actually give yourself the resources or find them somewhere to strengthen and grow. That's what homeopathic medicines do. I evaluate, what is this adaptation? How does this response happen that is leading to long-term ill health? And how do we release that downward spiral so that the spring uncoils and that health can emerge? I need to acknowledge that that 9-year-old girl felt that pain. I invite you to give yourself permission to know that the things that you experienced as traumatic were traumas for you. That isn't on anybody else's terms. For me, being on that basketball court, that was trauma. And I have to do the work of healing that so that I can be more adaptable and easy and more highly functional. That is what homeopathy gives me. That is what I'm bringing to you. I see that potential for deep healing in everyone. That is why I'm here. I am here because of you. I'm cheering for you from the sidelines, not yelling at you about what to do. So that's Big Homeopathy this week, and it's going to be huge. I will see you next week.
Take a moment, if you are enjoying these videos, to click through the links in the description if there are people in your life, or if you yourself could benefit from a Transforming Cancer session, which is a free, no obligation session to learn about how homeopathy can help heal in the way that it has helped so profoundly to heal me in my life and to provide the healing that has brought me home. Thank you.